Yeah, we got a 2000 Nissan Sentra, the regular standard model, not the one with the Rockford Fosgate system. This is gonna be like a 3-part video, right? Because the first part, I'm gonna show you how to remove the radio. The second part is gonna be about wiring it up the radio without using a conversion harness. And the third part, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about myself. But anyways, alright, let's get into the business of taking this radio out. Alright, first thing first, you gotta pop this little piece off, this little bottom bezel piece. And but doing that, you just put your hand in the side right here in this corner. And let me throw some light in the situation. And then you just throw your hand right here. You snap that out, boom, that comes out. That's this little frame thing at the bottom to hide all the screws. Alright. Up next is the top piece where you got the CD tray or whatever you keep up in this compartment. And you got the hazard light thing right here. And the air conditioner ducts or whatever. You would take your little trusty pry bar tool, which I had this for a couple of years now, and I just love it so much that I'm not going to throw it away as of yet. But you just throw it in a little groove right here, and right in the center, you pop this up like that. Okay, now you go inside this box and yank it out. Remember, there's a plug underneath this thing right here that you would just simply, I should have brought my my hook tool, but I don't want to stop the video just to get a hook tool. So I'm going to use my test light to pry it out. So we got this plug out. So now we can throw this in the back. Let's see, close it up so it doesn't get scratched or damaged. So now we got access to the 4 screws. One screw right here, the other right there, one at the bottom, here, and there. So I brought my drill to make things more quick. Right. It's one screw. I need to take that one out, I don't think. The other screw. It's good to have a magnetic tip, but you don't have to release the drill. Or in my case, put the camera down. That's it. All you gotta do is turn the key. Ta-da! Step on the brake. Pull the lever down. Throw the emergency brake switch up. And then I think we still have a problem. You lift this radio up a little bit to get it over the ashtray thing right here that's filled with coffee and looks so disgusting. And there you got it. Your radio is out, my brother. So now, all we gotta do is disconnect the wires. My little antenna wire is out. I got my, that's my power, accessory, etc. And my rear speakers and amp turn on wire. So now, the radio is out, and it is mine for now. Alright, so we got the radio out. So now we don't have a harness. I have a harness, but one of you guys keep requesting for a video for radios, and I don't really get too many radio jobs. So at the request of a viewer, I'm gonna do this without the harness. Alright, first thing first, you don't know the wires, right? 9 out of 10, these twisted pairs, especially in this case, are speaker wires. So you got this twisted pair right here. You got this. Let's see if I can focus the camera a little bit better. You got the brown with white stripe, and then you got the brown wire, which is twisted. So that's one of your speaker sets. We don't know which one it is yet. Then you got the purple with the green with a yellow stripe on it. That's the second set of speakers. Notice they have a little tape on them to pair them up. The reason why they twist the wires is so that it won't interfere with other computer parts or vice versa. You have this also, which is another speaker wire right here, which is your orange and your black with a pink stripe on it. So now for the last speaker pair is the gray with the gray and red. Every car is different, but first thing first, always try to locate a twisted pair. Be careful though, because the twisted pair could be a CAN bus low, CAN bus high in the newer model cars. So it's good to go online and research it, or you can contact me and you can use a test light. I built this contraption right here, which is just a cell phone battery with a bulb on it. And how it works is that I'll just simply try to get continuity. I just put this light here just to make sure that I have power on it so that I'm not using a dead battery. So this is always going to show me that I have power going to my system. And what's nice about it, in my case, I can always recharge it with a 12-volt source instead of using a AAA battery, which is good in your case if you're doing this, because you know you can always throw it out when you're finished with the installation. So to verify which is left, right, front, and rear, you would need something like this. And because you don't want the customer fading to the front and it's going to the back. And that's really embarrassing, especially if you're a professional like myself. Alright, so now the reason why I use these kind of wires is so I can poke it inside of the plug instead of splicing. Because you never know, it could not be a speaker wire, it could be something else. So just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to show you this twisted pair, which is the gray and red stripe with just a straight gray. So I would take my positive lead, which is my blue, and my negative lead coming from my battery, which is my blue with white stripe. And normally the positive on radios is always on the top of the plug. So it's not 100%, but 99% of the time positive is always on the top of the plug. So I would insert my blue wire inside of the top pin, which is the gray, and my blue and white wire below, which is my gray with red stripe. And as soon as I put it in, you should hear a popping sound. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it's popping right now. It's popping in the back. And that's my rear right speaker. Okay, so we got this. This is labeled as rear right, passenger side speaker. Alright, so let's try our next twisted pair, which is the orange with the black and pink stripe. Now, this one is a little bit different because it's on the lower portion of the harness. So I'm going to use the left to right rule, which I'm going to try to see if the left pin is a positive and the The right pin is the negative. And you can hear it pop. After a while, you can tell the polarity, like a negative pop or a positive, and it's popping in the right direction. Not sure if you can hear the popping. So. Alright, so we got the two. This is my left, this is my right side. So now we got to get the front. So like I said again, always face the harness to where the release connector tab is facing upwards. So I'm going to grab this twisted pair, which is the brown with the white stripe and straight brown. And my top pin is my brown. So I'm going to stick my battery lead on this top pin right here. And that's my, I don't know if you can see, it's popping. Let me shut this light off. As soon as I put it in, you see my light is lighting up because it's completing the circuit. So it won't burn out anything. So that's a nice feature with the light. And also it converts the 12 volts into 3.7 volts without even using a resistor. So I'm able to charge this overnight. So it's a 2-for-1 special. Alright. So we got the right front speaker, which is brown and a brown with white stripe. So we only got one speaker left, and that's our front speaker, which is the purple with the green and yellow stripe. So we look at the pin and we see that purple is on the top, so I'm gonna assume that that's my positive. Okay, put the positive lead in there. Put my negative. And that's it. And there's your 4 speakers. Okay, now time for the trusty test light. Okay, now this for all you guys out there that's not familiar with the tools of the trade. It's a test light. You can get it at Strauss, AutoZone, Pep Boys, Parts Authorities, anywhere. You want to ground this lead, so you got to find a good ground. In my case, any good chassis ground, especially inside the radio chassis compartment, will be good. That's a good solid ground. So now I'm trying to find 12 volts. First thing first, I put the key in the off position, put it in like that. First thing, we gotta look for 12 volts. That's power all the time, even when the key is off and everything. So we already know these are speaker wires, the twisted pair, so we can eliminate all the speaker wires. So okay, after I eliminated the speaker wires, the only wires that I have left are these pair. I have a blue wire and I have a red with a yellow stripe. Okay, we only have these 2 wires in this harness right here, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and we have a pink. No, I made a mistake. I made a boo-boo. No, I didn't. Okay, that's a speaker wire. Okay, I was correct. We actually have 4 wires. We have the blue, We have the red with yellow. We have the yellow with red, and then we have the pink wire. Okay, let me just pull this tape up a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So now, you take your test light, you poke it in this hole, and I'm poking the blue wire. The ignition is off. The test light is inserted into the blue wire. It's illuminating. We got the ground reference on the chassis. So now we got to verify that this is a true 12 volt source. And how we do this: you turn the key on, you turn it off. Light's still on. You turn the parking light on, you turn the parking light off. You turn the parking light back on, you take the dimmer switch, you turn it all the way up, then you turn it all the way down. Let me shut the light off so you can see what I'm talking about. You turn it all the way up, you check, okay, still on. You turn it all the way down, you check, still on. So that's a 12 volt source. That's a true 12 volt source. Now, we're checking for ignition, which is the plug right, the pin right next to it, which is the red with yellow stripe. We go to the ignition switch. We turn the key on. We turn it off. We turn the parking light off. It shuts off. So this is our parking light. So let's verify that this is not the dimmer switch. It is the dimmer switch. Because see, as soon as I turn it, as soon as I level the dimmer switch, it's going in sync with my test light. So this is our negative dimmer switch wire. So this wire in most cases we're not using. So just in reference, you're not using this wire right next to the 12 volt blue wire. Okay, so we got 12 volts, and then we got the dimmer wire, which we're not using. So now we are going to check this wire right next to the yellow with red stripe, and I'm sure that's our 12 volt source, which I'm correct, because when I shut the key off, it shuts off. When I turn the key on, it comes on. Off, on, off, on. So we got 12 volts, and we got that. Okay. This particular car doesn't have a remote turn on for an amp, and it doesn't have a power antenna. So that's all the wires we need. This car has a chassis ground. It uses the chassis ground as a reference. It doesn't have a negative wire on this particular car. So the installation is done. So all you have to do is come back to video 2, and I'm going to solder these wires onto the harness and explain everything to you guys in full details. So I'll see you back in video 2.